Here we are. We are calling Levi. We're dancing. It's dance break time. I guess I'm just dancing.
Hello?
Hello, is this Levi?
Yep.
Levi, Paul, and Tommy, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. Welcome to the show.
What is going on,
Yep,
Levi?
thank you.
He decided not to introduce me, which is fine. I'm not hurt.
I usually say hi, Tommy. That's his cue.
Yeah, you didn't give me
we
the cue
don't
this
have
time.
any flashy red lights. We have a red light on the camera, so it's like we see the red light on the camera, but there's usually me saying, Tommy, it's go ahead and say hi.
Yeah, I don't get the cue sometimes. I'm too busy, not paying attention. I do that quite well.
Yeah. The idea behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing, and fish stories do just that. And along with the photo, we want to hear where you caught that those two fish, the bait that you were using, and then the size of it. My particular question is, I can't even really tell what that second fish, that little dark fish, I don't know if it's sideways, upside down, or if it's a bird. I thought it was a bird, but I'm guessing it's a fish.
Oh, yeah, no.
But this is your...
First off,
Go ahead.
all right. First off, for the smallmouth bass, we were up north in northern Michigan fishing on the Sable River. That picture was taken probably about 2 hours after I caught it, actually. We were out throwing some rattle traps in the evening, and we were throwing some poppers. And the smallmouth always hammer the poppers up there. There's some nice smallmouth in that river and stuff. And earlier in the summer, I kind of made a popper out of a little piece of wood that I found and carved it out and everything. So I was pretty excited about trying that out. And they started to stop hitting the poppers for a little bit. So I decided, well, we're just sitting there not catching much, so I'd throw on my popper and stuff. And so I tied on the poppers I had handmade and everything, threw it out. And it took a couple casts, but then this huge smallmouth, the biggest smallmouth I've ever seen, blew up on it.
Wow.
Nice.
And I thought my lure was honestly going to break because I didn't know if it put it together right and everything.
And you were more upset at the fact that you would
in.
have to recarve another one.
Oh, yeah.
No, just that is
So
awesome.
I got it in and everything, and I was just amazed with that fish. That was a beauty.
In the photo, that thing is taking up at least half the size of you. And so how big do you think that fish was?
I would say that's probably about 5 pounds.
And lengthwise, that thing's got to be at least, what, 3 feet? 3 feet at least?
Oh, shoot.
Because he's holding it out.
The way he's holding it, I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a good photo trick that I do often. I do those photo tricks to make my fish look big.
Paul makes anchovies look like they're sharks. He's like, hey, look at this. And he puts it all the way up into the camera.
The closer you put the fish to the actual camera, the fish looks bigger. If you're further away,
Yeah.
that's a trick. Yeah, and if you put little weights inside the fish mouth and then weigh it, it adds weight to your fish. Do that too.
So you got
That's a trick.
you got a 12-pound anchovy that's like 3 feet long, but when you see it, it's only like 3.
These are all tricks that I use when we're fishing with your buddies.
And
Never on a trip where you're.
And then you wonder why, Levi. We have trust issues with him.
Come on, that's funny.
Oh, yeah.
Putting a fish weight in the fish mouth. That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
But anyway, no, that's awesome. So you caught that smallmouth on the lure that you made just for fun.
Oh, yeah.
That is awesome, man.
Yep.
That story doesn't get any better than that. I mean,
Doesn't.
There's been times where I've looked at things and I'm like, oh, I should carve my own, like my own popper or spook or something like that. And to be honest, I don't get around to it. But
And Levi, we actually, our specialty is featuring local artists, and maybe it was just the only lure you ever made. But if you want to send us one, we'll
put it up on the bids.
put it up on the we'll make it available to the general public, and we'll just tell everybody where they can get that lure.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
All right.
And then you can maybe go from there. But it's up to you.
Yeah.
No pressure. But we love Tommy and I. We get people to make things, send it in. And then we test it. And if we see it right away and we're like, this is going to work, like we'll maybe test it. Sometimes we're just like, this is good, and then we'll send it out. We haven't had any problems with any of our local artisans.
That's kind of like our thing is we help our local artisans. We help people, down the street,
But let's get back to the fish story, because there's another fish in there, and that's what we were curious about. Like, what kind of fish is that second fish?
That looks like,
a batfish.
It's a batfish. Okay. Let's hear about that one.
So actually, we're down in Sarasota, Florida, in Sarasota Bay, and I was on my friend's dock, and I thought it looks more of a stingray or some type of flatfish or a flounder when I first saw it. And it was so still, so I kind of thought it was a rock, but it looked pretty cool. So I threw my live shrimp out that I had on my hook, and I jigged it right by its mouth, and then it just turned real fast and grabbed it and spit it out. And then I was about to reel it up, just reel my bait up and cast it back out and try again. What it came up for, and missed it and turned around and it got hooked into its side. So that's why it's kind of leaning on the side right there in the picture.
Yeah, and Tommy, they
kind of snagged it, but
they pulled up a picture, and it looks like they have little feet on the end of their whatever that side fin is.
It looks almost like a little like a mud kipper type of thing. Like it jumps around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of bounces around on the
We
bottom.
have a guitar fish that looks a little bit without the feet that thing has. And so I've never actually seen one. This is our first batfish story, and I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, honestly, I personally, we're from Southern California, so we
I have fished in Florida before once, and so
I've never fished in Florida, and I've never caught anything like that.
And he was using shrimp, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the one thing I like about saltwater, though, other than freshwater. You literally never know what you're going to catch in the ocean.
Exactly.
A little bit.
You can look at a lake and be like, there's bass, there's cats in there, there's this, and then there's that.
You're more of targeting species in lakes and everything, but if you're out in the ocean, you never know what you're going to catch.
Exactly.
That's
how it is for us out here. I mean, we can go. We do. Well, I do a lot of we call them
eating.
I do that a lot, but we do a lot of mud marlin fishing, which is actually bat rays, and out here, if you're fishing for them, there's always a chance that you can end up hooking into a large shark, because they all hit the same thing. So you're out there, you're fishing for bat rays, and next thing you know, you got a 4-foot thresher shark on your hook, and you're trying to battle that thing, and it's so much fun.
Oh yeah,
so much fun. So no,
I
agree with you.
We love the stories. Please continue to send in photos to us. We're going to send you some free stuff for coming on the show.
Yeah, please.
Offline, just send us your where to mail it to, and we're gonna ship you some free tackle. And so hopefully you can see some fish pictures from being caught on. Everything we're going to send you is stuff we put in our subscription boxes. And so we love to see pictures of people catching fish, because those local artisans, just like yourself, are making their own baits, either a plastic or a hard bait. And so we send them out to people who wouldn't. You can't go to your local bait shop and buy it, because these people are making it out of their home and they haven't gotten it into any stores yet. And
we've actually helped people get into stores too, so that's kind of cool too.
Yeah. People have gone on to our biggest success stories. People gone on to Walmart online, and so
Yep.
Wow. Right.
And so Amazon's pretty easy to get into too.
Yep.
You just need to have a UPC code, and then that's pretty much.
Okay.
So but I mean, like I said, if you want to,
that'll cost you $1.
If you want to message us and whatnot, we'll
not from us, but from the UPC company.
Yeah.
Whoever you use,
No, exactly.
the codes cost $1, so you got to add that to your price. But
Levi,
we help people all the time.
If you want, you can message us, and if you want to put one up, want to hit us up, and we'll get one up on the bids, and you can see how much it's gonna how much it'll go for, or just kind of have an idea of how many people are interested in your baits. You can actually see like a bid history type of thing, and
Okay.
and we can do something like that and get your thing out there and see if anybody really.
If nothing else, it's fun to just see your bait
Yeah.
somewhere else. Like in like if we'll catch one in California, and we'll just be like, "Hey, look, Levi,
it's kind of cool. I mean,
we caught something on your bait."
We got a guy out here in Southern California who's a real good friend of ours, and one of his biggest fans now through us is up in Alaska.
Yeah.
Up in Alaska,
Wow.
and Alaska would have never had his baits prior to, so that's kind of cool. So, all right, man.
Well, from all of us here at Outsider Tackle Box, Levi, tight lines, fish more. Thanks for coming on the show. Come back
care,
anytime, and
Yep.
have a great one.
Thank you.
Have a good Saturday, bud. Take care.
too.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.